Welcome back everyone to Hillside Harvest Homestead. Today we are using my cream separator to separate cream and the milk in my goat's milk. So I got this separator quite some time ago and it was a little over $100. It has worked great. I'm very pleased with it. But when I got it, I didn't realize it came from another country. And because I think I got it on Amazon, I'm not sure. But anyways, so I got it and it comes in a lot of different pieces. And the instructions, unfortunately, were in a different language. So I didn't know how to put it together. I had no idea what to do with it. So I did actually find a YouTube video on how to put it together, which really helped. It didn't explain everything about the separator. So there were some things, that I had to kind of figure out by trial and error. It does allow you to get different amounts of cream from your milk. Like you can take all the cream from it, or you can take just a little from it. So basically your skim through, 2% or whatever. So, that I've had to figure out, and oil in it, keeping oil on the gears. So anyways, all of that stuff I'm going to go ahead and show you. What I do with the milk, I have only one doe that's lactating right now. She does give me half a gallon of milk a day, which is like totally more than I expected because she's a Nigerian dwarf, and I didn't expect to get that much. From reading up, this is the first year that I have ever bred Nigerian dwarfs. So I had Nubian, one that was La Mancha Nubian cross, and I had Alpine before. So, and those girls gave me half a gallon to a little more than half a gallon a day. I'd get like up to 3 quarts out of them per day. And so what I had understood from Nigerian dwarfs is that you probably would get a quart, around about a quart per day, maybe a little more, quart and a half. And that's why I have 4 of them, because, I'm thinking, well, to be able to make the things that we want with the milk and be able to provide our family of 6 with milk, we're probably going to want 4 goats. So anyways, this one goat, like I said, is giving us half a gallon a day, or real close to half a gallon a day. So anyways, I've got a lot of milk, and what I do is I wait till I have at least a gallon, and then I will separate it. So, usually every couple days I'll separate it and then do what I want with the cream. So that's where we are today. It was a little over a gallon of milk that I'm working with today. So I'll show you the cream separator, and I will show you the process of how to separate it. So this is the machine part of the separator. It is a hand crank. I didn't want an electric one just because I'm that way. And I just wanted something, if the power goes out or whatever, if we decide to go off grid, I've still got a way to use this. So anyways, this machine part did not come with this piece of wood. We put it on the wood and screwed it down so that, because otherwise, you're cranking this and it will move. It kind of vibrates a little bit and it would move around on the counter. It was hard to keep it still. So we put it on this board, and then I just use these clips to keep it onto the counter. Right here is where there's a hole and there's a gear in there. There is a little reservoir underneath the gear that holds oil. And so I have this oil. This is actually oil that I use with my sewing machine. And so I would, put the oil into the reservoir. Unfortunately, this machine has been through a few moves, and so that reservoir is kind of broken. It's kind of like tilted down a little bit, and so it doesn't hold that oil in there. So I will actually put oil right here on the gear, and then just move the handle around so that the gear is going around and I'm getting oil around the entire gear. I just have to do that more often, and that just keeps everything running smoothly. But that's, you know, maintenance that you need to keep up on with that. So I have this basket that I keep all of my stuff in. I have these rags on the bottom because when I wash these items after every use, I'll just put them in here and they'll dry in here. So, and these are a couple of the other pieces. So this is, you know, what it came with, all these wonderful pieces. And I was like, what in the world, what do you do with this? So, and then it came with an extra band. And it just had all these things and I had no idea what to do with it. So anyways, I will show you what to do with these so that if you do get one of these separators, you'll know how to put it together. Okay, so in a nutshell, here's all of my items that I need. This is the part that actually separates your cream from your milk. Okay, and right inside of here is a band that it comes with, or that is already on it when you buy it. And that's what this extra band is for. So when this one gets brittle or anything, they do give you an extra band to put in here. So on top of this, there's another plastic piece that's gonna come right on here. Okay, and you'll see how it fits on, but there's, let me take it off, a little notch right on here. And there are holes, or one hole, excuse me, that is gonna fit right on top of that little notch that's sticking out. So on top of here, we're going to put all of these pieces. There are pieces that have these little bumps on them, and then there are solid pieces, ones without bumps. So you're going to start with the pieces that have the bumps on them. There is a certain way that they go. If you can see the design, it has a little cutout right here. That cutout matches one of the plastic ends on here. Okay, so it fits right on there. So you're going to alternate bumps, no bumps, bumps, no bumps, and you're just going to keep doing that until you don't have any more. And the last one that you have will be one of these pieces that have the bumps on them. Sorry, I don't have names for them. Okay, a solid one and bumps. Okay, so this is where your cream is going to get separated, and it's really cool when you, kind of cool, not cool. When you take it off, when you're all done, you will see this. Every single one of these layers is loaded with cream. Once you're done with all of these, the last one, like I said, that you put on has the bumps. There is this plastic piece. Now, there's a little screw right here. This is what you adjust to either give you more cream or less cream. This was not told to me. This was something that I had to figure out myself. And it comes with this little tool, and you just stick it in there and you will adjust it that either in or out. When you screw it tighter in, you will separate more cream. So you're going to get, so if this were in like all the way, you'd be getting a skim milk basically. So if you bring it out, you're going to take less cream from the milk. Oops. You cannot adjust it. There's only so far that you can adjust it out because it'll get caught on the piece that comes next to it. Anyways, this is what you want to adjust to change the kind of milk that you get, creamier, less creamy. All right, so we put that right on top. Now you have this piece that goes on top. This cutout is going to match up where this little screw is. Okay, it comes right down here. Okay, now I have messed up on this before if I'm going real quickly, or when it wasn't explained to me real well the first time when I watched the video. If you don't get this on right, when you go to separate your milk will just like flood through here. It won't actually separate through here. It will come through all the cracks and it will end up all over the counter. So what you need to know is there is a notch on this bottom piece, and this top piece has a little bump that needs to line up with that notch. Okay, this piece goes on top. You tighten it down. This is the tool that you have that fits right on this top. And you're going to screw it till it's nice and tight. Okay, it's not over tight, but it's nice and snug. This piece is what's going to go on your separator machine, and I will show that in a moment. Okay, so now you have these pieces. Okay, this is where the milk comes out of once it's separated. You want to put them together so that they're not like this. One is going to bring cream out, one is going to bring the milk out. So depending on what you are putting your milk into, I just use mason jars. That works for me. But you can put like a bowl underneath them, whatever works for you. But if it's a large bowl, then you need to have room between these two for your bowl to fit. So these can twist any way that you want. I mean, you're just setting them on there, so it can be, you know, any distance that you want. I use mason jars, so mine don't have to be that far apart. Okay. And fit on nice and snug. This is a little floater. This, when I first got it, did not come apart, but after some use, when I was cleaning it, I could hear that there was liquid in there, and obviously you want to clean everything and make sure it's clean. So when I opened it up, there was a little bit of watery milk. So now every time I clean it, I make sure that I go ahead and open it up and clean it out in here, because obviously we want everything to be clean and sanitary. This goes inside of here. Okay, now you've got your big bowl. This is where you're going to put your milk into. And this sits on top of this other plastic piece. Again, I don't know names. It's just this. This piece goes on top of this piece. It's nice and snug. Make sure it's down all the way. Now, these are going to go on here. Okay, so that's set up. This is a plug that you can use, and it has a hole at the bottom of it. That's where milk can come through. If you line it in here, there is a way, and if you have one of these, you'll see where the milk can come out. If you twist this, it puts the hole over here, and so it blocks that milk from coming out. So it's a stopper. And then you can twist it here, and it will let that milk out to go down into the separator. Okay, we're back at the machine. This is the piece that we just put together. It simply just comes on top. Okay, and spins. On top of that is where we're going to put all these plastic pieces. These I stick out onto the counter wherever it is that my jars are going to be. Make sure it's nice and snug. I get my jars ready. The upper one, there's one that's a little, the one that's on top, and then we've got the one that's on bottom. So one that's higher, one that's lower. The higher one is the one that's the cream is going to come out of. So really in 1 gallon's worth, you don't get a huge amount of cream. So I'm only going to need a 1 quart. It won't even fill a 1 quart jar up. But we're going to put that right under the spigot. Okay, the one that's lower, or the bottom one, I'm going to actually use 2 mason jars so that when one gets full, I'm going to trade it off and then dump my full one into like a gallon bucket or something. And the reason that I use the quarts, 1, I don't want to use a bowl. 2 is it's just easier to maneuver these. The gallon jugs that I have are too tall to fit underneath these. So the mason jars fit just fine underneath them. There's no splashing that goes on. So for me, this is what works. So I've got my milk, I warmed it up on the stove, and warmed it up to about 100 degrees. So it's ready to go. The plug is really good. I leave it closed to leave it plugged so the milk doesn't come through right away. Something that I learned is that when the plug is open and the milk is going through, if this handle is not going around at the speed it needs to go through, the milk will actually just drain out of here. It'll come out of here and it'll be all over the counter. So as long as this plug is closed so that the milk isn't going through, it's okay. You don't have to have the machine running. But if the plug is open, this machine has to be running, okay? You cannot get this separated. Do not let the milk go through here without the machine running, okay? Make sure that that plug is closed. Been there, done that. Really stinks to get all of your milk. And the plug is open right now. That could have been disastrous. All right, plug is closed. Putting my milk in here. All right, before I open that plug, I'm gonna go ahead and get the machine going. It needs to go about around 1 rotation per second. Okay, so I'm gonna get it going. Then I'm going to open the plug. And then I just let the machine wind down, obviously on its own. I wait till it stops before I'm actually going to take the items apart, obviously, because the little metal piece in here is still going around. So I ended up with 3 quarts of milk and about ½ quart of cream. And then I go ahead and I just wash it right away. I don't want that milk sitting around getting sour. I don't want any of that milk in any cracks in any of these items at all, because I don't want it ruining the next milk that comes through. So it's really important to be be washing them really well, obviously warm or hot soapy water. And then I spread it out in that basket that I have and let it air dry like that. And there you go. All right, so we're at the washing stage. This is the part that you get to see. It can be very heartbreaking when you're opening this up. Beware, do not open this up over the counter or anything like that, because as you open it up, milk will start coming out. So you want to do it over the sink. Wash that off real quick. All right. So we're opening it up. Inside, you see, get this. There we go. Inside of here, look at all that cream. And this is the cream that we're not going to harvest, obviously. So, and then through each one of these layers, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's cream. And this is all the cream that you just have to wash away. It's loaded with cream. So, obviously, when you're washing, please take each piece apart. Wash them individually. Everything has to come apart. All of this is wonderful cream. Well, thanks for stopping by here at Hillside Harvest Homesteads. I hope that you enjoy the videos that we share with you, and I hope that you've learned something about how we separate milk and just the milk separator that we use today. If you have a milk separator like this or are wanting to get one like this, I hope that this has helped you so that you can avoid some of the issues that I have gone through. It's a wonderful process and it's really cool. It's cool to do. This is going to be butter in the near future. So just really cool process. It's fun to do. I hope that you're liking our videos, and remember to like, subscribe, and share if you can to any of your friends that you think might be able to enjoy these or use these videos. Every single one of those like buttons and every single one of those subscribe and share clicks help us out greatly, and we so appreciate it. I hope that you are having an absolutely wonderful day. Thanks for coming by.